Once upon a time, there was a guy with a dream to quit his job, support himself online, and have a kick-ass life. Little did he know that dream would lead him into a world of struggle, burnout, and debt, until he found the magic ingredient and those struggles became a thing of the past. I, of course, was that person, and now my dream is to make things happen for you. Welcome to Join Up Dots.
When we're young, we have an amazing positive outlook about how great life is going to be, but somewhere along the line, we forget to dream and end up settling. Join Up Dots features amazing people who refuse to give up and chose to go after their dreams. This is your blueprint for greatness. So here's your host, live from the back of his garden in the UK, David Ralph.
Yes, hello there, good morning, and welcome to Join Up Dots. This is the show that makes you guys believe that it's possible, and it's possible. It's possible. If you're out there and you're listening to these podcasts, and you don't just listen to mine all the time, I'm sure you listen to other people's, and you think to yourself, is this true? Is this really going to be, possible for me? Can I actually earn a full-time living online? Then I'm telling you, it's doable because I do it. And it hasn't been easy, as I say in that intro at the beginning. It hasn't been easy because a lot of the time you're you're half in, half out. You're half kind of thinking that you're working really hard on it, but you look back and you think, yeah, I can see why it didn't quite work. I didn't quite put all my effort in. Now, Fortunately, through Join Up Dots, I now believe that you don't have to put the effort in. You just have to do things in the right way. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that today, because today's podcast, that's what you're listening to, it's a podcast, people, is inspired by a guy called Mike Conting. And I have to be careful how I say your name, Mike. But yes, Mike Conting from Hemel Hempstead. And he sent me a very brief email, but I thought it was good. So I thought, that's good. And I've had a few people drop me lines, and I think to myself, that's a good idea for a podcast episode. I had a guy called Scott send me a YouTube video that's going to be coming very, very shortly. And I responded back to him. I said, that's funny. I thought about doing that last summer, and then it landed in the sort of mass of ideas that I have, because every week I've got to bring another episode to you, 3 episodes a week, and it's not easy. It's all right doing this. You just turn your microphone on, get a bag of custard creams in front of you. Look, you can hear them rustling. There we go. That's my custard creams. I've gone through a whole bag in a couple of days. And when you look at the fat content on it, I should be dead. Custard cream death. But they are nice anyway. So anyhow, this email from Mike. He says, Dear David, thanks for your show. Great stuff. I was listening to you the other day on my boring commute to my boring job, and you said it's all about the offer. Unless you get the offer right, then everything else is hard, or something like that. I'm sorry, I listen a lot of your shows, but this bit jumped out at me. You don't have to be sorry. Or, you can listen to my shows, or you don't have to. Or maybe you're saying because you thought it was something like that. What does that actually mean? Can you explain more? Kind regards, and I've left an iTunes review for you. Oh, you sexy man. Thank you so much. With iTunes, it's a strange old thing, because podcasters ask for them all the time, because it does help. And the more reviews you get, the more listens you get, because you get pushed up the charts. And it's amazing. It's amazing how little people do that. It only takes seconds. So, Mike, thank you so much for that. And if there's anyone out there who can leave me a rating and review, go on. I've been doing it for 6 years. Bloody hell, 6 years. It only takes a couple of moments. Thank you so much. I'm over that now. Right, okay, so let's talk about the offer. Okay, now, when people start doing an online business, I think the first mistake they make is they think of it as a business. And a business is kind of too big. You're sitting in your corporate gig thinking, yeah, I want to create my own online income. I want to start my own online business. And it too many pieces. There's too many pieces floating around, and it all becomes complicated. Now, I think through the beauty of Join Up Dots and everything what I do is you've got to get the offer right first. Now, what I mean by the offer, Mike, is what are you actually offering to the world that they will actually buy or subscribe to or whatever. What and how do they understand what it is? How do you make that offer clear? Now, a lot of the offers out there, you can go over to people's websites and stuff, and they have the same offer for time and time again. Okay, so they just throw it up, and it's very hit and miss. Traffic lands on their page, bounces off, and they just kind of get what they can get. Now, with the offer, first of all, you've got to think about the pain point of the customer. You've got to think about what solution are you offering to them. And here's the caveat to that they can't get anywhere else. Now, a lot of businesses out there, a lot of online offerings are similar. So what do we need to do? We need to spin it slightly to make it an offer that they can't get anywhere else. So as I say to a lot of people that I coach, I say to them, imagine you gain the rights to oxygen. Okay, so every single person on earth has to pay you. Well, you're instantly going to be the world's richest person because it's an easy sell. People want to stay alive. They need oxygen. And so they would literally pay you whatever you wanted. So say you said a pound a month. It's only a little offer. £1 a month. You're going to be earning basically 7.8 billion a month. Okay. So Zuckerberg and Jobs and Buffett roll out the way because Oxygen Man is coming your way. Now, what you've actually touched on is an easy price. £1 is all it is. You know, most people can afford £1. But you're solving a big pain point. Your offer is actually, I will give you the ability to stay alive and you can't get this from anywhere else. Okay. Now, if we take it from that kind of fanciful statement there and we look at something that people do like coaching, for example. We'll say coaching because coaching is a big part of online business. You get your knowledge up to a certain level and then you sell that knowledge effectively to other people, which is what I do. Now, how do you take that coaching and how do you spin it slightly? And that has to come back to the offer. What are you actually giving to the listener so they know what they're going to get? And so with I do coaching. And I have the sort of strap line of I get you online success without the stress. So I teach people how to create online businesses time and time again in the easiest way possible so they can then have a lovely life. Now, I'm not teaching them just how to make an online business or an online offer or an online platform. I very much focus in on how can we do this so that you get the income coming to you, but it's not killing you, because nobody wants to be sitting there in front of a computer time and time again. You might as well be at work where you can just leave at 5 o'clock and come home. But so many people do. So my offer over a period of time has been pivoted slightly. So it's the stress element that I take away. I'm not just teaching you how to do something, but I'm teaching you how to do it without the bit that other people aren't giving. Now, that offer is probably out there online time and time again. So how do you get the right audience? And that audience has to be focused once again on the pain. So what I do is I podcast every single day or 3 times a week, and then people listen to it, and some people come across, some people download my free courses, whatever. Some people don't ever connect with me at all. But I have a steady stream of people that want to start earning online, and they want to have it as easily as possible. There's going to be work involved, okay, but the offer is defined. I will teach you how to do this, and I'm going to teach you in a way that hopefully other people aren't doing. Now, when I see people come through to Join Up Dots, more often than not, they're doing very, very similar things. And I always think to myself, you can maximize your potential of income production by just tweaking the offer so it's focusing more on somebody's pain point. Okay. You know, I was talking to a guy the other day. I'm always creating online businesses. I don't start many of them because I don't need to. I'm doing very well. But I like looking at them and thinking, where's the pain point? And I was looking at all the things that people have in their personal lives which causes a problem. And I was saying to this guy, I was doing the crunching of the numbers, looking at how to make your kids sleep better. Okay. Now, if you're a parent, any parent out there will be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning with their kids going, can I get up now? Can I get up now? Or they won't go to bed in the evening. It's very difficult to get that pain point covered. So you put your kid to bed, they sleep through to a decent time, then they get up and the day starts again. So that's a big pain point. You see what I mean, Mike? That's a pain point that many people will have. And what we need to do, we always have to look at the pain point before we create the offer. But people don't. They kind of create this business. They put a website up and they start throwing things there, and they haven't really clearly defined what they are offering that other people can't. And once again, with the kids sleep stuff, anybody can start that business. Go ahead and do it. It's a great business idea for you because the numbers are out there. Not a lot of people are offering it. And, you know, I could do that myself. My kids were brilliant at going to bed because we had the fixed routine every night. Every night, once a certain TV program came on, they knew it was bath time, and then bath time led to bedtime and a story, and there was a routine, and we didn't deviate. It was 64 Zulane, 64, 64, 64 Zulane. And what we actually did, we recorded about 4 hours of their TV programs. So if we had to go out early, we just put it on about 3 hours early. And then, so instead of them going to bed at 7 o'clock, they'd be in bed by 4 o'clock. They had no idea because as far as they were concerned, it was their routine. They hit that certain program and then they moved through. So get back to what I was saying on here. What we need to do, we need to get a tick sheet and we need to write in a bold type at the top, offer, and then put a line down the middle of it. And then we got to start creating the avatar. We got to think about who is this offer for? What are they wanting it for? And then how can we solve their pain points? Okay. How can we take it from what it is to becoming oxygen that people have to buy? And it takes time. It has to play. You have to play around with it. But that is where your business leads from. You start by what you want to earn. How can I make that? And then you build your whole business around that. And then there's a congruency that makes sense all the way through. Okay. So you've got to get your avatar. You've got to get your pain. You've got to phrase it that you're the only person that can solve that situation. And then your whole business is built around that. Okay. And once you get that, then you should be finding it quite easy to drive the right traffic through because you're only targeting the people that you know will want that anyway. And that's how online business works. Okay, so hopefully that answers that in a very short episode for Mike Conting in Hemel Hempstead, United Kingdom. Anybody else who wants to drop a question to us, drop it through joinupdots@gmail.com and I will answer it to my best ability. If any of them, when you listen to it, you think to yourself, yeah, it still doesn't make 100% sense because you're kind of having to talk in such vague, generalized terms that people might be pivoting in their own brains, then just drop me another line and say, can you go over it again? Or jump on to joinupdots@gmail.com or sorry, the JoinUpDots website. And you can book some free coaching with me, you know, and I'm happy to go through that. Book a session and we'll go through your questions. Until next time, thank you so much. And I will see you again. See ya. Bye-bye. Are you ready to start your own podcast and really make it work for you, bringing customers and profits into your life and your business in the easiest way possible? Or perhaps you've already launched and aren't getting the results you want. If so, I'm going to teach you the information that you need that makes all the difference to your success. Now, don't be fooled into believing what others are teaching you when it comes to what makes your podcast get those results. Podcasting success is not about the podcast. It has nothing to do with the recording or equipment. It has everything to do with understanding your market and making those customers come to you time and time again. This is raw, 100% live, behind the scenes podcasting mastery, not shown anywhere else. If that's of interest, head over to Join Up Dots and book a time to speak with me to make sure that you're a fit for our next course. This is Podcasting Mastery Live at joinupdots.com.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. And we'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots.